what's up everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's question is going to be about how do I deal with a language gap. So a little bit about my languages background. So clearly I speak English / Ebonics. I speak passable Spanish. I studied French and Farsi at university. Not meaning I'm fluent, but I can get around. And now that I'm in Thailand part of the year, my Thai is getting pretty okay. I can get around with it. But when I lived in Turkey, I was trying to learn Turkish, but it's hard. For me, Turkish was terribly hard. South Korea, I didn't try to learn Korean because I was living on base. When I lived in Okinawa in Japan, I didn't really, honestly didn't interact that much with locals. So I didn't really learn any Japanese at all. My advice is, and I've heard a lot of people make this claim, a lot of journalists are saying this too, sorry about that, I'm making sure the camera don't overheat, that you should learn the language. I think that's bullshit. 100%, if you speak English, you're fine. And I know that's going to upset a lot of people. I believe that it is important to learn the local language if you're going to live there. I think your experience as a traveler is going to be significantly better if you learn the local language. But by no means do you have to learn the local language to survive in most places. If you speak English or Spanish, you can go anywhere in the world because there's somebody who speaks English and Spanish. Central South America is Spanish. Period. Most second languages, the language of business is English. The language of tourism is English. That's just not even my opinion. It's just a fact, an easily verifiable fact. So if you speak English and Spanish, or some Spanish and some English, you're good. You're going to be perfectly okay. With that said, though, I highly recommend that you learn, especially if you're going to be traveling within like one country or one language region for a significant amount of time. It's important that you learn a few very important phrases in that language. So the first thing you want to learn is numbers. Numbers can get you very, very far. If you can just go from number 1 to 10 and then multiples of 10. So 1 through 10 and then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You'll be able to give them your hotel and your room number. You'll be able to give them your cell number. You'll be able to give them your passport number if you lost it. You'll be able to, all kind of things. You'll be able to, how much to negotiate when you're shopping, how many of something that you want, all kind of things. The next thing is directions. You know, left, right, straight, if you're talking to a taxi driver, so you can kind of just get around if you know where you're staying. And when people give you directions, people are going to give you directions if you ask, and it's likely going to be in the local tongue. So learn directions. Learn little greetings like hello, goodbye, my name is, I'm from. Learn how to say you don't speak the language very well. Different things like that. Learn how to order food as well, or to ask for things like ask for directions, or find out where the police station is. Another thing a lot of people don't know, 911 isn't global, so learn whatever the local version of 911 is, emergency services. Some places like 119, some places like 111. Anyway, back to languages, excuse me. What else would you learn in, I'm trying to think of something else that you really need to know how to say in the local language. How to flirt, I guess. How to call somebody attractive or beautiful or ask if you buy them a drink. Other than really, outside of that, that's it. You know, if you could get those things down, and I honestly believe everybody can learn those things. I mean, I think most people can learn. You know, most people went through American high school where you have to kind of learn a little bit of language, can learn those things. Where basically you can pass the class if you can count, you can do colors, and you can name some foods. You get a passing grade in class, so you'll be okay. And it's also a great way to kind of ingratiate yourself to your host. People really appreciate when you make an effort to learn their language, especially when they find out you're American. because we have a reputation for not trying to learn people's languages. That the French have a reputation for being very prickly towards Americans when they don't try to speak French. I will say that's kind of true, but I will say they are extremely nice when you try to speak French. Like, above and beyond, like helpful, amazing people. I've experienced that everywhere. Most of the languages that I've actually learned were from locals. Like locals would teach me. Quick story, and I'll let you guys go. My local neighborhood in Bangkok is this little area called Prakanam. I absolutely love it. I was the only foreigner who lived in the neighborhood. Every day I would go to the same stands, I would go to the same lady to get my laundry done, everybody. And after being there for, off and on for a year, the lady who would give me my fried rice stopped letting me order in English. She forced me to order everything in Thai. I learned numbers in Thai, I learned the food in Thai. I learned how to say everything. Like I learned how to have a conversation with this vendor in Thai, and it helped me immensely in my language learning skills. So I was forced into learning how to speak the local language, and I think that's important. I think immersion is probably the best way to learn how to speak a language. But again, I go back to the beginning of what I said. Don't feel like you have to. I know a lot of people are terrified of going to places because they can't speak the language. That's the most fun thing. People say, oh, how do you know if somebody's talking about you? I don't care. I don't understand what the hell they're saying anyway. So if they say it with a smile, they can tell me to fuck off. And it's okay to me because they're saying it with a smile. I'm okay with that. I am glad I don't know what they're saying half the time. I know people probably said some of the most horrible things to me and about me, but I don't know what they're saying, so it's all good. So yeah, so with that said, I'll go ahead and leave your questions and comments below. A couple of things I want to recommend. Pimsleur is great. Rosetta Stone is great. Babbel's great. A lot of really cool language learning softwares. YouTube, this platform, you can learn almost anything on YouTube. Do some research. You don't have to pay for most of the stuff. All right, so leave the world better than you found it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.